More than 2,000 materials, but still you may need to add yours. Or just find where your material is located and check all tables associated with it. Learn to use and update the material database in this new chapter of the Auto by Vessel training. There are three levels in which you can modify materials. The most basic one is the library. The program comes with a library that you can modify, edit, update, and any change done in that database will affect all the models created using it. As for any other feature, you can access from the menu, Execute Manage Material Database, or from the icon in the toolbar. Just click to open it. Here you can see at the left part all the filters and at the right all the materials. Currently we have 25 materials. So how it works, you can select by product. For example, here we limit all the lists to those materials that are plate type. And you can see that they are the only ones present. If you add more than one type, then it's material plate or forging, that both will appear. Class, it will limit to the type of glass, for example, carbon steel. Those are forged and plate carbon steel. And you can limit it by also the norm. These are all the norms that we have. Let's just select ASME. If you want to remove the filters, you just click on Reserve Filters. And let's look for a name, for example, 105, and it will show you all the materials that have those numbers in the symbolic name. You can export any list by File, Export List, and it will automatically appear in Excel, as you can see here. You can also copy several of them, say copy selection, and paste it in Excel. We are going to input a new material. First, we are going to check that it doesn't exist. So I look for 562, and you see the results are empty. Now I go to the menu Edit, Add, and you can see that a blank line has appeared at the top of my table. If you don't see it, it's because some filter is applied, so just be sure to click Reset anytime. Okay, I double click on the blank, and you can see that I open the properties for my material, and they are all empty. That's what we're going to input. So the main of my material is SA562. It's a type plate, carbon steel, and the norm is going to be SME. You can see that I can type anything that's for any norm that's not included here or any manufacturer that you want to call as a norm. Numeric name, and then part and group number. Then we are going to add a property. First, the module of elasticity according to ASME. You can see that the first group is the carbon steel minus 0.3. We can choose from any one of the list. In my case, the first one was okay. Unit system, US, and ISI is just to show you that both tables are input, but those is just for information as well as for the years. Then we are going to add the thermal expansion according to ASME. And again, from the list, this time, again, the first one. Now let's go to the left part. As you can see, there is a tree, as always in Auto by Vessel, and add vacuum curve according to ASME. Here, we're going to do it as per 2023. There's no limitation in thickness and diameter for this vacuum chart, and it's going to be CS6. You just select the vacuum curve needed. Then stress properties on my left, add properties. We are going to first add the yield strength. It has appeared here, add revision. Unix system, international units, 2023, no limits in July. And here is where I input the values. First thing I can do is double click and input by hand. As you see, 40, 07. Otherwise, I can just have my tables in Excel and I can select it all and just paste it here. That's the quickest way and the one I'm going to use. Now I go back to stress properties and allowable stress values division 1. It appears here at revision, same procedure as before. And I copy my table from Excel. I can click on print if you want to see the summary of what I have input until now. Now I'm finished. I say, okay, yes, save changes. Now, if I look at 562, it appears now here, and I have one more material than when I started. Changes have not yet been applied until it asks you to overwrite database. So you go to File, Save. Yes. Now we are good to go and we can exit. Now let's use this new material in a model. I go to File and I open the most recent. Now if I double click on any component, I can go to Material, Plate, Carbon Steel, is me, and here my SA 562 should appear. Now it's here. And as you can see, the interpolation has been done, 120 and an ambient temperature. The material we see here is the copy within the model as it was extracted from the material database during the creation. This brings us to our second level. The second level is the model level. Every model of autopilot vessel has a copy of all the materials used in that model. So you can change it at that level, and that will change for all components that are used in that material. Let's see how it works in the model. If you look closely at the material we just created, there are some properties missing, such as the tensile strength or the specific gravity. You can see the properties of that material by clicking on Edit Material. Just be aware that when you're doing this, you're looking at the copy of this material within the model, meaning when this model was created, a copy was made from the database that the model was pointing to, and he kept an integral copy as it was made back then. So I'm going to do 0.3, specific gravity 8, elongation 3, and I'm going to add some ultimate strength. I'm going to click on stress properties, and here I'm going to click on strength. Here appears, and add revision. I'm just going to do it as I did last time. I'm going to copy this table from Excel. So I just copy and paste it. I press OK, save, and you can see that now I have a specific gravity and a tensile strength. Nevertheless, this hasn't changed my database. Let's see that. If I click on the database and I look for that same material, double click, you will see that here I still do not have my ultimate strength, nor in the general properties, my elongation, Poisson's ratio, or specific gravity. This is because I just changed the copy of that material within this model. What if I wanted to apply those changes to the material database too? I could double click, go to material, edit material, and at the bottom I can say export. I just select the proper path and save. Let's check the same material in the database. We open the material database and we look for 562. If we double click, you can see that changes do not appear and have not been applied. In order to do it, we are going to import the material database that we just exported with the material modified. We say open, and it says one updated material. It must be ours because that's the only one that was included in that database. And when you see here, Poisson's ratio and the ultimate strength from before. Again, to save changes, just be sure to save it and then overwrite. Now my database is synchronized with the latest changes for this material. Now we close, and you can see that this message appears telling us that the copy from the database is most recent than the one in the model. This is because, well, changes were done in the database at the last stage. So if I say no, okay, here you will see appear this icon. You will see this icon every time you open an old model with a newer version. It is telling you that the copy of materials within the model is older than the one in the database. How to solve this if I just by mistake I said no, or I don't see the dialog. I go to execute update material data, and then here I press yes because it's the same dialog, and now it has disappeared. Now my model has the latest copy of the materials. In this video, we created a material from the database, we apply it, then we modify it from the models dialog, and we recover the changes in the database. In the next video, we'll be exploring all the different properties of this dialog and how to do changes just from an element level. See you then. Thanks very much for watching.